Good morning, children. This is Mrs. Anjum Aleem from Springfield School, Masap Tank, biology teacher for class 10. In my previous video, we have started with the lesson number 8 revision for your upcoming pre-finals and board exams. I request you all to watch the video attentively, pay attention, listen carefully, every point explained in this video. Today we will focus on the short questions. What is heredity? Transmission or passing of characters or traits from parents to offsprings is called as heredity. Yes? Whatever characters you inherit from your parents, you get from your parents, that is called as heredity. Then what are variations? Differences in characters within every closely related group of organisms are referred to as variations. Yes. So the variations are differences in characters within very closely related groups of organisms are referred to as variation. Variation mostly occurs in species of the same kind, organisms of the same kind. What is inheritance? The process in which traits are passed from one generation to next generation is called as inheritance. Here you have to remember that Gregor Johann Mendel is known as the father of genetics, and genetics is the science of genes, heredity and the variation of organisms. Within organism, genetic information generally is carried in chromosomes, where it is represented in the chemical structure of particular DNA molecules. So our information is present in the DNAs, that is passed on from one generation to next generation. Genetic information. Chromosomes are made up of genes, genes are made up of DNA. Why Mendel had chosen garden pea as material for his experiment? Why did he choose only pea plant? Because of this following advantages. Because pea plants have well defined characters, it has bisexual flowers, predominantly self pollinating, suitable for cross pollination, and it is an annual plant. These are the reasons why Mendel had chosen the garden pea plant as material for his experiment. What are the 7 characters Mendel chose for his experiment? The 7 characters the Mendel had chosen for his experiment are stem height, tall and dwarf. Dwarf means short. Flower color, violet and white. Flower position, axial and terminal. Pod shape, inflated, constricted. Pod color, green, yellow. Seed shape, round, wrinkled. Seed color, yellow, green. Taking these 7 characters, he has performed various experiments and got different results. Next question is, what is the difference between the dominance and the recessive? A dominant factor or allele expresses itself in the presence or absence of a recessive trait. Even though if the capital T is there and small t is there, only the capital T will get expressed, that is called as a dominant trait. But the recessive are, they get expressed only in the absence of dominant trait. If one capital T is there, then the short cannot be expressed, small t. Only if 2 small t's are there, it will get expressed. For example, tall plant, round seed, violet flower, etc. are dominant characters in pea plant, whereas dwarf plant, wrinkled seed, white flower are recessive traits. So the recessive traits need to be present in the homozygous form. 2 small t's, 2 small r's, 2 small w's, like that. Now we will see what is homozygous and heterozygous. It contains 2 similar alleles for a particular trait, like 2 capital T's or 2 small t's. Heterozygous contains 2 different alleles for a particular trait. Now, genotypes for homozygous poses either dominant or recessive, but never both. It can be 2 capital R's or small r, but not capital R and small r. Then that is called as heterozygous. So, in heterozygous, genotype for heterozygous poses both dominant and recessive alleles, capital R and small r. It produces only one type of gametes, whereas the heterozygous produces 2 types of gametes. What is the difference between the monohybrid and the dihybrid? Monohybrid involves cross between parents which differs in only one pair of contrasting characters, like tall and short, whereas the dihybrid involves the cross between the parents which differs in 2 pairs of traits. Example is down. The cross between the tall and dwarf, monohybrid. And for dihybrid, the cross between pea plants having yellow wrinkle with those green round seeds. What is the definition of genotype and the phenotype? The genotype is the genetic makeup of an organism. If an individual has two identical alleles of a certain gene, the individual is homozygous for a related character. If an individual has two different alleles of a particular gene, then the individual is said to be heterozygous for that related character. Whereas phenotype is the physical appearance of an organism. The genotype determines the phenotype. Looking at the genotype formula, we can describe the phenotype. 2 capital T's means tall, 2 small t's means short, like that. Explains Darwin's theory of evolution. These are the some points. This answer is there in the PDF. You can learn from there. Individual or Darwin's in a nutshell, that is the theory. Individual organisms in nature differ from one another. Organisms in nature produce more offspring than can survive. Because more organisms are produced than can survive, competition for limited resources takes place. Since each organism is unique, each has distinct advantages and disadvantages in the struggle for existence. Now, what is happening? Under the favorable conditions, the population increases. Where there is more population, more organism, there is a competition for food, struggle for food, shelter and mating. Where there is a struggle, only the fittest will survive, the strongest will survive. Then it is called as the survival of the fittest. And the struggle they do is called as the struggle for the existence. Difference between the homologous and the analogous organs. Now, what is this? What is homology and what is analogy, or homologous or analogous organs? The organs which have the similar origin, same internal structure but different functions are called homologous organs. The organs which have same function but differ in their origin are called as the analogous organs. Homology indicates divergent evolution and common ancestry. Analogy indicates convergent evolution. Examples of the homologous organs are wings of birds and forelimbs of humans. They have same internal structure but they perform different functions. Whereas analogous organ example is eye of the octopus and of mammals. They have same function but they are different in their origin. You can have a view here. Homologous organs and analogous organs. Homologous, similar in origin but perform different functions. Analogous, perform the same function but differ in origin. What are fossils? Fossils are preserved remains of living organisms from remote past. Fossil mainly preserves only a portion of the dead organism, skeleton or bone or teeth. Fossils may vary from microscopic single bacterial cell to dinosaurs. Layers of fossils are formed one after the another over years. Geologists can tell the age of the fossils, and the study of the fossil is called as the paleontology. Remember that. The scientists can tell about the age using the fossils. They use the isotopes of carbon to find out the age of the fossils. Embryology is the study of the formation of development of an embryo and fetus. Before widespread use of microscope and the advent of the cellular biology in the 19th century, embryology was based on descriptive and the comparative studies. Can you see? How does the embryos look? Fish, salamander, tortoise, chick, rabbit and man. The first stage embryo, everyone looks alike. First line you observe. Then they differ slowly and develop into the different organisms. With this we have completed our portion, but you will receive more videos to learn the drawings, different diagrams. I hope you all understood the concept. I again request you all to finish one lesson in 1 week so that you are prepared for your exams. I wish you all good luck for your preparations, and thank you very much for watching this video.